Hey, J-Bro's popping in here. I finally got some time and I finally got my second track in of my order. I just want to give you a quick run around on the track comps between the old one and the new one. And I'll just show you that old one first. And that's where obviously this track tore, but if you look at how this track is, it's got a slight bend in here, and this is where I'm thinking those cables inside there had stretched, and that's what I was kind of thinking it was. And you know, as another person had mentioned, that's basically what happened. But on these new tracks, I'm going to throw them both on what I deem as forward. So these tracks actually didn't even come how I was anticipating the track was supposed to look. They came like this, and I was expecting them to be square blocks. So maybe they sent me the wrong thing, but rather than, you know, hustling and bustling about it, I'm like, whatever. They're brand new tracks. I'll throw them on. They're warranty. So these are the tracks that came. They're both the same, but this is the tread pattern here on this one, and I'm going to show you. This is my old track, the original track that came with the mini skid. So that's kind of the track look there, the tread look I should say. This is kind of the tread look there, and this is kind of the tread look there. And you can already see I have wore off the top gripping there. But here's what the side comparison is, and for you track experts out there, feel free to let me know. So see the gap on these and how these are pointing up like this. This track here is not like that. This one is designed like this with a lot narrower gap here. And I thought I had a tape measure right by me. Let me grab a tape quick. Okay, so back at you. What we're dealing with as far as depth of tread or lug or whatever you want to call it, let's just say that's 3/4 of an inch on the newer old track, and this one here is about 3/4 inch as well. Now on this here, they look almost identical. This is about 3/4 an inch thickness on that bottom, and this almost looks like a 1/2 inch thickness on that bottom. So that's quite a difference in the bottom thickness of here to here. The distance between these, which is kind of interesting, or not these, excuse me, down here is 1.25 inches spacing here. And this might help keep the track on a little bit better, because look at the spacing here. That's 1.75 inches in between each link. So will that help keep it in line a little bit better? Maybe, maybe not. I guess I'll experiment and let you guys know, but I found that kind of interesting. And I guess the one other point about the links, this link looks like about 1 inch, where I think this link looked more like 3/4 of an inch. So they're not as tall as the other ones. How much is that going to make a difference? We'll find out. But with that being said, I've got the old one here, new one here, new one here. And just to save you guys time, I already loosened this one up. So this one's ready to pop off. And yeah, I'll get this one put on and we'll go from there. I didn't want to have you guys sit there and watch me wrench to get that off. It's just, that's kind of boring. But I'll set you up in a spot here where I think you can see decent. Like I said, I've got other videos out there if you want to see track fun, you know. Get you propped up here just a little bit. There we go. Should have already had this all set up. Just gonna lower you guys down a little bit. Perfect. All right. I grab my other glove. And for anybody who's new to the channel and the CRT, basically what you're doing is you're loosening up this bolt as loose as it'll go. Once that's all the way loose, you should be able to pull your idler all the way in, and that's the key to getting these off. It's pretty much the same way as I take them off, that's how I put them on. So we'll just do it in reverse. I pick it up from here, drop it down to there. The rear comes off basically, and then the front comes off. So when we go to put the new one on, we're going to do the same order in a way. The front goes on, then the rear goes on, and then we pull it up over the top. And being it's this loose with the front idler, should be easy. And it's always a little bit tough with the new tracks, just because they are a little bit rigid, and they always seem a little bit heavy. I'm gonna get my broom here quick and sweep that. Me, who's always talking about keep your tracks and idlers clean. I didn't clean this after the last use, but I want to show you this. This is the gravel that I was messing around with down in the shop the other day. Look at how this stuff is packed on here like concrete. What you don't want is that stuff getting compacted on your idlers, because that can create massive wear down here, and also it creates stretching. So the more crap that gets on here, you know, the less grab you have in your guides to get up in here. So it's stretching your track. But that's why I try to keep this insanely clean. But I knew I wasn't going back out for a bit because I didn't really want to run the older tracks that much. But so basically, like I said, this new track is rigid. So front idler on. I will recheck the front just to make sure we're in nice and secure. Okay, we're in nice and secure. Now I will slide this in here. And you kind of want to get over this little knob here on that. Try to get this pushed in here, and you can kind of flex it. So now before you go crazy lifting up on it, make sure you get this under here. See how that just kind of popped in there underneath? I'm gonna put my foot down here to hold that track in place, and then it's just a matter of lifting up and over. Like I said, it will be a little bit tough because the track is so rigid. Gotta make sure I'm not cooking. Yep, I just about got it here. There we go. So that's basically back on. Sometimes if you do struggle a little bit, it might not hurt to throw a wood block under here to get more slack out that way, and that'll give you more height up here. But being I have it so loose, I pretty much knew it was going to go on with ease. And then to speed up your tightening time over here, just pull this out, which is usually tough on new. Yeah, and I won't even be able to do that. Sometimes you can pull this, like if I were to put, let me get a wood block so I can show you that quick. So you can pop this in here, and this will give you some extra play. So now this isn't so tight up here. See how it relieved the pressure up there now? And see how I was able to pull that a little bit forward. Just saves you some wrenching time. We'll pop over to the other side. We'll get the other new one on, and then I'll show you that quick. And then I'll wrench those on because you don't need to watch me do that. Unless you're really bored, I guess I could keep you running and you can just fast forward it. But here's this side, and I'll demonstrate once again. This bolt's fully loose. I just haven't pulled this idler back. See how easy that is? Super, super easy. Same process as before. Up on this. And see, this is where a block might help under there. Just so you don't get this slack down here, it'll just hold it up. Okay. Once again, that's off of there. I think one of my older videos, I think I was starting with the back two on and then trying to run the track over. Don't do it that way. So take that block out, obviously, because you're wanting the track out. I'm going to go ahead and raise up my jack a little bit on this side. There we go. Perfect. That's out. And same thing up here. Ready to come out. And this will basically be my spare backup track to the new ones. Okay. Making sure I get this pointed forward on both of them. Sometimes they just look the same. I mean, this just kind of looks like it's forward, but honestly, it almost looks like either way they look forward. But you can chew me out in the comments if this is not forward. Okay, so once again, last thing we took off was the front. I think after I lifted that other one, this was feeling a lot heavier, even though it's the same. Or maybe I'm spoiled because I finally had got that heat in the shop and I got it way too warm in here. One of the two. Okay, I'm gonna get this block under here. Get this track in there seated a little bit better. Okay, now that we're to that point, we want to get past that little knob right there. And this is kind of the key. See how it just clicked right in there? Well, not clicked in, but slid in. That's also aided by the block. I'm going to pull this to me a little bit. Okay, that's about right. Hold my foot there. Okay. Alright, just want to make sure that's in there. Okay, that's good. Get that on there a little bit. Yep, track's kind of lined up with the sprocket up there. Because if you don't get the sprockets lined up in between, it just becomes kind of a pain in the butt. But I'm going to go ahead and push this track forward and see if I can't get some slack up front to be able to pull this front idler out so I don't have to tighten too much. And this is obviously not necessary to have to pull it up forward. But I'm just going to kind of show you up close here what we're looking at with this new track. Look at the coverage on these teeth. I think this would just be less apt to come off, far as when the other one was kind of like longer and skinnier. But we'll give it a run. So, like I said, this track, 15-month warranty, 1,000 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, tighten these down, and then I'll talk over all three tracks compared side by side. Yeah, I got the other side tightened, and I was going to just reiterate, just in case you are new to the channel and you've not seen this before, on these Chinese mini skids, especially the CRT I mean, I'm sure the other ones as well. You got to check these idlers, make sure they're ground on this back side, and also check your sprockets for any imperfections there that might need to be ground off as well. Obviously mine at this point are smooth and good to go. That's just the main key as well. I'll pop over to the other side that I got tightened up right now. With this track here, it seemed pretty decent at this distance. I got about a 3/4 inch gap here, and obviously I got room to go for tightening, but I'm probably going to give it a test running of, let's just say, you know, half hour, some simple snow moving, whatnot, to just see where the track is for tightness and feel it out, because obviously it is a new track and it is a different track. But I'm just going to keep monitoring that, more than likely after probably a half hour of operating, and I probably won't do a whole lot of twisting. I'll just feel out the track and see if I shouldn't tighten that up another 1/2 inch or something, but we'll see where that goes. But I kind of wanted to mention that about the idlers, just in case you missed some of my earlier videos, or just go check out the earlier videos and go from there. But I'm going to go ahead and get this wrenched out. But what I will show you, when this is pulled up forward like this, I'm able to get in here with my finger and push that forward to where this is, and then you can start wrenching it on. But I'm not going to show you that because it's too exciting to watch. All right, this side is all wrenched down, and I wanted to mention as well why you want to check your track for looseness after you get it on there, because when you first buy the track, none of these sprocket guides are wore through. So notice there's a sprocket tooth here, sprocket tooth here, sprocket tooth there. Well, those haven't popped through yet. So when those pop through, your track is going to be immediately become, let's just say, probably like, what's the gap there? Probably like a 1/2 inch loose, if that makes sense. So once these pop through, these teeth will be sticking through, and then your track will just loosen up. That's why you kind of want to just check it right away after you get your new track on there and stuff. A lot of things I didn't know early on may seem trivial, but something I figured I would just reiterate. So here's what we're looking at for the old track. So here's my Duraforce track right here. This is the inside wear of it. You see the metal there, the metal on the sides, and like I had mentioned before, I did so much damage on this right away in these areas with my grout or idlers not being clean, and the bulk of this damage here on these spots is coming from working in gravel and that clay compaction stuff there. That stuff gets in there and a bunch of these small rocks get in there and just start cutting it to beat heck. Granted, I've got 100 some hours on this, so I think that did okay. And like I mentioned, there's the Duraforce older track, and then, you know, here's this one. There's just nothing left. As you can see, a link is missing there. But also, this track was never had a chance because those idlers were so messed up. This track only lasted me 8 hours of runtime, and like I said, this one got me 100 hours. So that's where we're at. This track here, I had the sticker for the new one in case you're intrigued on buying this, but I guess I wouldn't buy these at this particular moment until I do the test for you. But these came from Midwest Equipment, and there's the SKU right there. And like I said, these are about $300 a piece. Yeah, I'll give these a test, and for me personally, I guess if they last me a year, you know, hopefully 2. I mean, if they last till the warranty, I guess that's not bad either. So yeah, I guess that's where we're sitting with the CRT. I'll have more videos to come up now that I have brand new tracks. If there's any extra questions you got on the tracks or the new ones or the old ones, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe. J Bros out.